and the quality of his work. In that regard, he gave credence to the scripture text that we listened to from the book of Ecclesiastes. What gain have the workers from their toil? There is nothing better than to be happy and enjoy themselves as long as they live. John belonged to two parishes. His first parish was St. Joseph's Parish in Sydney, where he and Joe made the first communion. And the catechist was Father George McGinnis, now then a seminarian, who relates the story that during those catechism classes, they were very lively. There were always questions, mainly from Joe and John. Questions that were very thoughtful, thought-provoking, and challenging. Like the question about the Last Supper. When George was explaining the meaning of the cup and the bread, and the hands went up. How come they used a cup and not a mug? A question which remains unanswered to this very day. For John's second parish is this parish of St. Mary's in McDonald. And he will be remembered fondly by the parishioners of this parish and the people of this community of Big Pond who grew accustomed to seeing him in the role of Mass server well into his teenage years, and being actively involved in community activities along with his entire family. And stories abound about how his fun-loving and good-natured way of helping people had endeared him to so many. And so today we come to celebrate his life and to be grateful that he put so much of what is good and worthy of praise into such a short span. He surely fought the good fight, and he has certainly run the race well and has kept the faith. And so on behalf of everyone, may I express to John's family the heartfelt wish that your grieving may gradually come to an end and ease a bit with the passage of time. With the help of this community and with the help of friends everywhere, and the happy memories of John's good life, there can be the hope for peaceful days ahead. And so, with a lot of faith in that John is now enjoying the good times, and that there is laughter, and that there is peace, let us pray together in the prayer of the church. Eternal rest, grant unto him, Lord, and perpetual. May his soul
It is said that the candle that shines the brightest burns the fastest. Even though John's life was far too short, he lived every day to the fullest. No matter where he was able to develop lifelong friendships with whomever he met. Whether you knew him for 5 minutes or for 5 years, you couldn't help but love him and be drawn to him. John was known for his big heart, his big smile, big laugh, and even bigger appetite. About 15 years ago, a pair of twins dressed exactly the same graced the halls of Coxseath Elementary. I don't think Norma knew that dressing their sons alike did not help their playground reputation. It took us a few days to warm up to them, but after we saw them play football, we knew we should have them on our side. There's no one better to skip school with. We always knew there was a car to jump into, because whether Norma liked it or not, we were taking it anyway. On a lucky night, the McDonald bus would come into town, and even if those 8 seats were filled, there was always room for more friends. After a night in the bus, you knew you'd have a good time and a great story in the morning. 133 Brandon Crescent in Calgary was not only John's home, but also a home to many others. Anyone that came to Calgary knew where to go to help them get on their feet. After he bought his house, all the boys moved in. And even after it was full, John would always find room for a friend, whether it was under the stairs, on the floor, or snuggling next to him in his own bed. Seeing John's number come up on your phone always meant two things. One, you were going to get the latest updates from Old West. And two, you're about to hear one wild story. Although he was only here for 23 years, Big John has left us with enough stories to keep us smiling for years to come. The amount of lives John has had an impact on can be attested to the amount of people that have come to pay their respects these last couple of days. John certainly did not realize how important he was to so many people. Seeing the different faces that have come to the doors from different stages in his life, from all the teachers he had, past and present friends, to some of his last co-workers who have traveled from the West Coast. Although John's not with us anymore, we're not worried about ever forgetting him because of the mark he made on our lives. John, you meant so much to so many people. Many considered you their best friend. We all looked up to you, and I know now you're looking down on us. Norman Blair, thank you so much for bringing John to Coxseath Elementary and giving us the best friend that anyone could ask for. John, you're the man, and you always will be. We love you.
Dear John, what can I say that people don't already know? You were a friend to everyone. You had no phone. You arrived to grade 3, but it wasn't until 9 that our friendship blossomed into the most precious kind. We'd pick up in class or take walks in the hall. We were side by side, and we did it all. When you got home from school, I knew you'd call, 4:30 on the dot, and we'd have a ball. Weekends were spent in the little gray Jetta. He'd pick you up anywhere, oh, you betcha. The nights in the van, surrounded by laughter, these were the memories that I promised to look after. You were the life of the party, the twins who ruled the school, but you were never the kind who believed you were too cool. And teaching me to snowboard, you were so patient and sweet. It was just another one of your amazing feats. The big guy with an even bigger heart, their memories will never be apart. I could tell you anything, you were truly my best friend. Even with this tragedy, I know it's not the end. Because I'll take you with me, wherever I go. You were a remarkable person, in which I was blessed to know. Your genuine smile and unforgettable kindness, a legacy left behind, a man everyone will miss. John McDonald, you changed me forever. John McDonald, I'll forget you never. And like the rest of you here today, I know you already knew what an amazing man John McDonald was. So let us now pass on to him our everlasting and eternal love. Rest in peace, dear John.
we continue